What's up, guys? What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional. And we're going over the book of John, and we're getting into the purpose. Well, we have been talking about the purpose continually of why Jesus is here, but Jesus is going to say why he's king. We've been talking about the kingship of Jesus, his divinity, and his rule and reign, and we're going to continue in that as we move through the Passion, man. So I'm glad you guys are here. We're studying about Jesus because we want to know him more, and the more we know him, the more we can trust in him. And that's what I'm trying to do here. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries, so I'm glad you're here. Pauline Theology, daily devotional. Every day we're going through the scriptures. So let's continue to go through them, man. Where are we at today? Well, we're in John chapter 18, verses 37. I wanted to add 38, but I think that one is so powerful itself in the way that we as human beings live and walk and talk in these days. And it's been that way for a while, I guess, because that's what it says in 38. I wanted to do that, but we're going to stop and we're going to just focus on 38 on its own. So we'll focus on 37 on its own. If you haven't read it yet, go ahead and stop the tape, check it out, see what it has to say, come back, and we're going to answer some questions, man. If you've already read it, let's just go ahead and jump into it. We're deep into the conversation between Pilate and Jesus. And Pilate asked if Jesus was a king. And Jesus says his kingdom is not of this earth, or his kingship is not of this earth. That means the place or the origin of his reign and rule does not come from mankind. No, it is a divine right. It is his because he is the one in whom the world was created through. And so Pilate gives his answer to what Jesus has stated. And he says this. He says, "So you are a king." Trying to, I guess, get the answer or get Jesus to come and give a clear answer. He says, "So you are a king." And Jesus says this. He says, "You say that I'm a king." He says, "And for this purpose I was born. And for this purpose I have come into this world." And so the purpose of him being born, the purpose of him coming to this world, to be king, as his kingdom, as his kingship, is to testify to the truth. And when this is truth, I believe this is reality. And Jesus is the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. He is the reality. He is the one by which everything should gain its perspective. And so Jesus says that his kingship, his rule, his reign is to demonstrate the reality of all things, the truth of all things. And those who know the truth hear the voice of Jesus. And he says that plenty of times throughout, man, where he talks about, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them and they follow me." And it is the same here. Whenever Jesus displays his truth, when he demonstrates and shows his truth, the reality of what the world truly is, the lens by which we should be recognizing and seeing everything. If we recognize it, then we hear his voice. So what's to say about God? He is the ultimate reality. He is the thing in which all things have their being, their orientation, their knowledge, their everything about them. And I think Paul says how we breathe and move and find our being, this is only through the reality of God. And the fact is that if we don't submit ourselves to this reality, then when we find the true reality, then it's condemnation and it's eternal damnation. But if we see it and hear it and hold it and be a part of it, then it is eternal glory, because he reveals himself and his revelation is beautiful. So God is the reality, the one in which we should frame all of our life upon. The person of Jesus. What's to say about mankind? It says that God loves us. You know why? Because he's testifying to the truth. He's testifying to the thing that we need to see. He has come, and this is the reason for which he was born, and this is the reason for which he has come into this world. It is because he loves us. He's testifying to the truth so that we might come to a knowledge of him and be a part of his family and his kingdom, because he loves us. Man, we are supremely and deeply loved. Supremely and deeply loved. So do you hear his voice? Do you hear his voice? That's the applying these truths to our lives, man. Is recognizing that he is the reality of all things, where we find our being, and then submitting to that testimony, because we recognize that he loves us. Do you hear his voice? Are you listening to his voice? Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.